Here we're going to look at two different types of events, mutually exclusive and overlapping events, looking at the same spinner. Our first problem is, what is the probability that you'll spin a 2 or a 5? Well, on our spinner, we can see that the 5 is being pointed to by the brown, and the 2 is being pointed to by the green arrow. These are mutually exclusive events because you cannot spin a 2 and a 5 at the same time. You can only do one or the other. So because of that, we're going to use the formula. We're going to add the probability of each one together. So the probability of a 2 or a 5 is going to be equal to the probability of rolling a 2, which is 1 out of 20, and the probability of rolling a 5, which is 1 out of 20 as well. So each probability is 1 out of 20. You have 1 out of 20 shot of getting a 2 and a 1 out of 20 shot of getting a 5. If we add these two probabilities together, we get 2/20ths, or when we reduce, 1/10. So the probability that you will spin a 2 or a 5 is 1 out of 10 times. So let's take a look at a second problem. What is the probability that you will spin a multiple of 2 or a multiple of 5? So there are 10 possible multiples of 2, and there are 4 possible multiples of 5. So again, the multiples of 2 are being represented by the green arrows, and the multiples of 5 are being represented by the brown arrows. These are examples of overlapping events because it is possible, as we can see, to roll a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 5. In this instance, it happens twice. So this time we have a little bit of a different problem. The probability of a multiple of 2 or a multiple of 5, we're going to use a little bit of a different equation. We're going to find the probability of a multiple of 2. We're going to add it to the probability of a multiple of 5. And then we're going to subtract the probabilities that they have in common. So the probability of rolling a 2, we can see that there are 10 possibles, or 10 different green arrows. So 10 out of 20 possibilities. Probability of rolling a 5, we have 4 out of 20 because, again, we have 4 different arrows. And then they have 2 common points. So 10 and 20 are both common points. If we do 10 plus 4 plus 2, we get 12, and that's all out of 20. And then when we reduce, we find out that the probability of getting either a multiple of 2 or a multiple of 5 is 3 out of 5. Again, the difference between mutually exclusive events is 2 or 5. You can't do either one of these at the same time. Whereas overlapping events, it is possible for there to be a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 5. Both 10 and 2 are multiples of both 2 and 5. If you have mutually exclusive events, all you do is add the probability of each one together. However, if you have overlapping events, you find the probability of each of the events, and then you subtract out the things that they have in common.